Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Instant Ramen Podcast. I'm your host, Chris, and today we're joined by a very special boy from the Make-A-Wish Foundation, Kyle Meyer. Kyle, how are you?
I'm gonna die soon.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, probably in a long time, but, like, soon relative to everything in the universe.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so today is Kyle's trash episode. He's going to tell us a little bit about the episode, or the show that we gave him, based off of the first episode, which is Kemurikusa. And he also decided to watch Domestic Girlfriend, which is a different kind of trash, which is something we'll get into. It's like soap opera anime.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, man, how have you been? It's been a few months since you've last been here.
Yeah. Almost a full season, if you will.
Yeah, I will. I absolutely will.
I've been good. Just full of activities, working during the day, and then we got
Name 2 activities other than working.
playing Sekiro on the PlayStation. Playing Satisfactory on the computer with my boys.
That's it.
Playing Dungeons and Dragons when it's available. Playing
That's true.
Pathfinder when it's available.
That is also true.
Eating.
You've been doing something else too. You've been playing with your action figures.
What? Oh, you mean Warhammer?
Yeah.
Fuck you. They can't even move, okay? They're not even posable until...
They're just figures.
As soon as you glue them, you can't move them anymore.
You just have to use smooth glue.
There's actually a few models that have like ball joints that you can glue the opposite sides of and you can move them around.
Oh, that's neat.
I don't have any of them, but you can.
It probably costs like $50 a pop, right?
I mean, that's cheap.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for like, just the basic joint boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think like as it would be called, an Imperial Knight. It's like a big robot, like a big old Warhammer Gundam. Those are like $100-something, and those can have movable arms.
Okay. All right. I believe it.
Yeah. What have you been up to?
Fucking nothing, dude. Literally, I've just been staring at a wall.
You mean you haven't been playing Sekiro, playing Satisfactory, playing Pathfinder, eating?
Way. Never done any of those.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But no, I have done some of those now that I reflect back on it. Yeah, man, we're both at the same point in Sekiro. We're at the last boss, which is, for the good ending, or the good boys.
Best ending.
Best ending. There we go. Yeah, which anybody that's ever played fucking Dark Souls or Bloodborne or anything knows that there are some stupid ass criteria to meet in order to accomplish that. So definitely wouldn't have gotten this without doing some Googling.
Oh yeah.
Why the fuck would you talk to somebody at that point in the game that you have to?
Yeah.
Just doesn't make sense. So yeah, we did some of that bullshit and then found out that we actually can't get every item in the game that would like power us up until our next playthrough because of some other bullshit that you have to meet criteria of. That's why would the fuck would you go there too?
Yeah, that's more of a you issue than a me issue.
Well,
'cause,
I'm a little bit peeved. I wanted to fight 2 more bosses.
Yeah.
But I didn't.
But something tells me they're not that special.
Probably not.
Because I mean, we're almost done. I haven't beaten it yet, so I can't give 100% review, but it's definitely not my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of has the same issue that I had watching somebody play Neo, where like the third time you see kind of the same boss, you're like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm getting tired of this.
Yeah, I totally get that.
So like the unique enemies start to dwindle. And like the last 3 mini bosses I fought were just like the same things I've fought, but harder.
Yeah, that's true. That is 100% true. And while I enjoy the way that they've given purpose behind all these characters, like essentially being the same and different and whatnot, and they've given little plot elements behind it all, it definitely does feel like, well, I would have preferred just a different enemy, a different design or something behind that. But
maybe like a big dog.
Yeah,
I always got to have one of those.
True. Oh, we got a bunch of dogs, so that works, right? Just put them all together. What do you get? Big dog.
I mean,
got big fish, real big fish.
I mean, I was gonna say I missed Nobody likes Dark Souls 2 apparently, except for me.
I liked it a lot.
I really liked Lots of
A couple
Rats.
things. Lots of Rats.
Lots
was
of
fun.
Rats was a hilarious boss fight.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I could have gone for a Lots of Monkeys.
That would have been fun. I mean, it would have been fun earlier in the game. Later in the game, it would have been dumb.
Yes.
It's good. Pretty much overall, I had more fun with this game than I think I did with the other ones. Gameplay wise, I never felt cheated. I know that you felt cheated on a couple of bosses, but I never felt that way. Like, I don't know if I got lucky or what the deal is.
Yeah.
But I always felt like any problem that I faced was my fault, which is something that I haven't felt in a Dark Souls or a Bloodborne game. I've always felt like something's janked me in the past. This is surprisingly the first one where I don't feel like I've gotten screwed over at all.
Yeah. I mean, both in Sekiro and the other games, everything always, no matter what, is your fault. So everything in Sekiro is my fault. But by the design of the game, there are things that are more inclined to lead you to a mistake that probably shouldn't be in a game.
Yeah, okay.
Like, if something has tracking that doesn't seem fun, that's still your fault for getting hit, but maybe the design of it shouldn't be so extreme.
Yeah, no, I can understand that. But yeah, definitely had more fun with Sekiro than I did with the other games, which surprised me more than anything, because I fucking love Bloodborne. All the, like, demons and space monsters and everything that they've got going on.
Hell yeah.
Just fucking rocking. And Dark Souls for similar reasons, for all the demons and dragons that they got going on.
Big old knights.
Yeah, magicers and everything. Fun ass games. So yeah, I give Sekiro my favorite game approval, because I think that casually I might play through it again versus how I've been doing it now, which is semi-casual but also a little bit more completionist-y.
Yeah, it's gonna go for some endings.
Yeah, I might try to get them all. We'll find out just if there are other games, because Yoshi's Crafted World came out on Friday, and it's coming here tomorrow, so I'm fucking jazzed about that shit.
Oh, hell yeah.
Dude, we're gonna get up in that big time. And then Satisfactory is also a lot of fun, which I did not expect.
Right?
You and Eliza already knew what it was, and I kind of joined in after figuring out what the fuck the Epic Store is.
Mm-hmm.
Which is still bullshit.
What a wonderful platform.
Yeah. I feel like anytime that a specific game developer tries to push their platform and like, hey, buy exclusively off of our store, it's like, yeah, but like, we've never had to do that.
Yeah, but what if I don't have to do that? That would be cool.
That would be really cool. I mean, could you imagine going to Target and being like, hey, man, I want to pick up the newest copy of Super Mario World. And
Walmart only.
Yeah, exactly. Walmart exclusive? Are you fucking kidding me? This is bullshit.
That was like when it was like, if you pre-order Fallout at Walmart, you get a plasma pistol. If you pre-order at Target, you get
that's still a
security
problem.
suit. But it's like, I don't feel like it's as bad.
If you pre-order Sekiro online, you get fucking like nothing or something.
Steelbook, right?
Maybe. And if you pre-order Sekiro at GameStop, you get a kick-ass little letter opener. And if you pre-order Sekiro on your home console, you get a background.
True,
You know?
but none of those were like, if you pre-order from GameStop, you get the double sword in-game, and if you pre-order from Amazon, you get the super bow in-game. That was the issue with like a lot of stuff, is there were a bunch of like in-game things.
Fortunately, like Kingdom Hearts also did that. Depending on where you get it, you get a different Keyblade. They literally all do the same thing, but they look different. So whatever.
That's fine.
But I definitely have an issue with that still too, with the exclusivity of you could get this cool thing, which honestly, getting those cool things is always bullshit because you don't use them throughout the whole game.
No.
It just makes the beginning way the fuck easier, and then you have to get good halfway through it or whatever, or a quarter.
Yeah, that was like how Anthem was like, you get a legendary gun right at the beginning. I'm like, I'm not touching that.
Yeah.
I don't want it.
I was like, I'll try it out only because I don't use guns in Anthem. I just punch.
Yeah, I didn't even touch it.
Yeah, don't worry. It was too good for this world.
Okay.
anyway, Satisfactory is a cool game because you can play it with your friends and you run around and collect stuff, and then you start building like super hardcore, and then it becomes a resource management game, which is a lot of fun, and it eventually turns into a kind of like an economy game, I guess.
It starts out Minecrafty, where you gather your leaves and your wood and your stone and your iron all by yourself, and then you start unlocking technologies to build factories, smelters, automatic miners, power grids, and then you start automating all your systems so that you're not mining the iron anymore. There's a machine that does it, and then you're not smelting it anymore. There's a machine that does it, and then you're not turning into plates anymore. There's a machine that does it.
Yeah, man.
And then the point of the game is to have no single process in the entire game done by you at all.
Sounds pretty
The goal
rad.
is to eventually work towards not playing it anymore. That's how those games work.
I love that. Or with a finale of like, you have to have all of this shit processed for you for a while because there's no fucking way you could do all of it.
Yeah.
Or if you did do all of it, you would be playing for like 10,000 hours or, some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially Kitten's Game. But
I want another one
with
of
an
those.
actual end. Kitten's Game was so much goddamn fun. Anyone that doesn't know Kitten's Game,
Get
go
it.
and download it. Download it right the fuck now. Play the fuck out of it until it feels like you're stuck. Then restart it and play it again until it feels like you're stuck. Then restart it because it keeps carrying over like all of your good shit. Damn. It's so much fun. So you play it for like 2 weeks. It's a mobile phone game or a computer game. And then you
can
start
share
over.
it.
Whoa.
Like you can like upload it.
That makes
Take
sense.
it on the go.
It sounds kind of like a pain in the ass though.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. But that kind of shit's fun. And probably the most fun resource management type game I've ever played is A Dark Room. I think that's what it was called.
That inspired Kitten's Game.
Oh, that makes sense. A Dark Room was better than Kitten's Game in my opinion. Just because it had an end.
Yeah.
And with Kitten's Game, I don't believe that there actually is an end
No.
still. Yeah.
It doesn't get updated anymore.
Are you sure? I'm pretty sure that they put up like really small updates from time to time.
I guess, but I don't think it's ever going to end.
Yeah,
There's
I don't
no
think
ending
so.
to the game, and there won't be.
Which is a shame, but oh fuck, they're fun, boys. They are fun. Resource
shit.
management games start out as like, oh cool, I do some shit, and then it turns into, okay, the game just changed, and I'm not doing shit, but I'm making sure other people do shit, and I'm making sure none of them die. So I'm constantly adjusting how many resources I have, and then it turns into whatever else the fuck it wants to be. You're like, okay, I'm just surviving. Oh, neat. Turns out that there are unicorns. Oh, I'm slaughtering the unicorns. Are kittens good?
Yeah, that was. I like the weird alterations of the world in those kinds of games.
Mm-hmm. Really fun. And then not game wise, I guess I haven't been up to too much, honestly. Just been playing a shit fucking ton of games. Boys.
Games is where it's at.
Yeah, man. What about you? What's your whole fucking deal with your D&D and shit and everything? I told you about the things I've been playing and how I feel. You tell me about yours. You're the
Shit.
goddamn guest.
I don't like feeling.
Well, that's absolutely true.
D&D is going fine. The boys got teleported to another world.
That's no good.
Really not good.
Yeah.
Because it's been destroyed, and they're getting there after it's been destroyed.
No bueno for sure.
Pathfinder's going well.
It's going okay.
Except for that big, stupid, idiot bard. I hate him.
That's true.
He's a piece of shit.
He's a big Drimbo.
No, but that one, I'm actually pretty surprised. It feels like we're kind of drawing towards a close here.
Yeah, it does feel that way, finally, which is cool. Because it's been over 2 years now or something.
And then I'm also happy to be away from the Pathfinder rule set. I have to see it till its end, though.
Yeah. Now that we're going to be done with that, we can move on to bigger and better things, not in Pathfinder.
Yeah.
Yeah. We busted out some pens and were able to write down all of our different ciders and whatnot, since despite being a group of adventurers, we also have a tavern that we kind of fund.
Yeah, the
through our
mom and
adventures.
pop cider shop.
Yeah. And we also discovered that our team could be separated into the cider and the boys. So
Who's whom?
cider is Gigi and Karen, which is Juan and Eliza. And then the boys is Giggle and Dorrance, which is Chiara and me.
Yeah, it's the cider and the boys.
Yeah, so we separated our whiteboard into the cider and boys so that we know who's who. and actually put up all of our different ciders with, everything that it entails. So you got Juicy, which is made out of apples. It doesn't cost much. It doesn't have much alcohol content. And then it tastes good, but it's weak and a little tart. And then it's we also have the stock amounts, which Juan hates and Kyle loves. I definitely love it too. Where it's never any specific amount. It's just kind of a vague, like, you got some.
So Juan kind of he kind of owns the business for the most part. He does most of the logistics, and so he always asks me after each week of in-game time how much quantity of alcohol for each flavor they have left, and I always give him a completely just a non-denominational amount, and he hates it.
Oh, it's great. So right now the amounts that we have are almost out, which is the most clear one, and plenty. So Juan hates that. It's fucking great.
Well, I have to do something that he hates because he's the one that keeps naming everything stupid things.
I mean, they're all named. So all of our different names, we've got Juice E, which is fine, and Critical Hit, which is fine, and Greg's Twilight, which is divine. You got Lolita Flash Mob, which is out of control. And then This Isn't Your Grandma's Butt Juice, or as some people call it, This Isn't Your Grandma's Asshole, which is...
you get it for free if you call it that.
Yeah, definitely. And then we also have The Grape Void. All are pretty good names. And
we have different definitions of good.
I mean, I guess so. I think that they're fucking good because they're so stupid. They're so outrageously dumb, especially in the world and setting and whatnot. Oh, it's so dumb, and I love that. It's just so dumb.
I partially love it, and then partially don't.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, they're like cheesy as fuck.
Well, because as you could imagine, with the amount of effort someone puts into these things, when the players go out of their way to make it the most balls out stupid thing that would never make any sense, it's just like, all right, that's fine, I guess.
What the fuck are you if Mountain Dew came out with a flavor that was like rattlesnake eyes, you would be like, okay, yeah, I'm about to fucking try that.
I mean, when a person has their player do something so far out of a reasonableness for the universe they're in, it gets frustrating when they do it enough. Yeah, and you guys do it a lot. Yeah, we do. But I mean, what are you gonna do? That's just how we live. Yeah. Usually the situation is to find another group afterwards. Yeah, but whatever. You can't threaten us. You don't have all the cards. You're right, I can't threaten you. No rules. That's how we play Pathfinder. But no, it's fucking, it's dumb, and I like it. Yeah, so we essentially accomplished that, and now that we are gearing up for the end of the game, we went and did some little stuff that we've been meaning to do, and fought a big boy that we've been not wanting to fight. Fought a Wendigo, which was a blast, and then we turned our good friend Kelly the Skeleton, who's the peaceful forest skeleton, into an evil god that he's trying to push off of being evil and more so just be tolerant or something. So that's fun. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's great. I like to hear other people explain things. Yeah. You like that? Uh-huh. And yeah, essentially the game right now is turning into, okay, well, I guess we gotta figure out what to do next that we've warded off this. How are we gonna kill like a giant ice dragon, etc. Now that we have all the weapons, but we also have a religious boy that's trying to do some cool shit, and now we got a little night gnome that's turning into a Wendigo in our party, so that's not very fun. No, it's not fun at all. And then I'm playing with children, so that's a lot of fun. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah, huh? And yeah, man, I don't know, it's just it's a fun ass time whenever we get together for it, but it always turns into so much goddamn bullshit so quickly with our team. Real quick. Oh yeah. So we just did a ton of bullshit for like ever. And then afterwards, when it was already past bedtime, we watched 2 hours of K-pop, which was a
It was not the way I expected the night to go at
No, it
all.
was a spiral of madness.
Yeah. It was a lot for me. I'm not the biggest K-popper, personally.
I'm not either.
And it was intense. It was really... I'm different now.
We all came out different after
I've
that.
changed since then. And that's what I've been up to in my personal life. And you were involved with parts.
I was going to say, I'm going to start by talking about my personal life, and then I'm going to repeat literally everything you
Yeah,
just said
pretty
over
much.
like an hour.
Yeah, man. But your whole like D&D, them trying to go to or figure out what to do in this completely annihilated world is a little bit different than the way that ours is going. So that's fun to have like two pretty different things.
It is nice to have two different things going on.
Mm-hmm. And then also with your Warhammer campaign thing that you do every week. You guys, are you still playing that? I don't remember what it's called.
Well, it's Warhammer 40,000. It's the
Warhammer 40K
science fiction version of.
But I thought you guys were doing a
Do you mean
what was it called?
Do you mean the D&D version of Warhammer?
Yeah, whatever the fuck that one's called.
It's called Wrath and Glory.
Wrath and Glory.
Sam has never DM'd before.
Okay.
So he's still setting, and he's gonna do the campaign. So he's still setting it up. He said he's got everything pretty much ready. Now we just got to get everybody together. It's only three.
Gotcha.
It's only 3 people, so it'll be super easy.
Yeah, that's
except
not
for
bad.
one of them's kind of he works a lot, so it's gonna be tough.
Okay, well.
But yeah, we haven't started that yet.
Oh, okay.
So when we
I
do
always
start
thought
that, I'll let you know.
Sweet, cool, good to know. And
But I'm excited because I'm gonna be a mafioso.
yeah,
Yeah,
what's that?
a mafioso.
Well, in 40K.
I'm gonna be the adopted son of a wealthy shipping company family, and they do some dirty work on the side, and I have psychic powers, and I use those for being I'm air quoting negotiator.
All right.
So yeah, I'm gonna be a
sounds like
psychic,
it'd be a lot of fun.
psychic mafia criminal guy.
Nice. That's super cool.
Yeah, pretty excited.
Cool. Well, I guess now we're gonna talk about anime, but not like a whole lot. Where we talk about what we watched in anime this week. The reason that I don't want to talk about a whole lot is because our next week's episode is going to be a what should you watch of Winter Anime 2019 episode.
Right.
So, I guess let's fucking talk about slime. So this week we were gonna watch some anime, and we always started out with that time I got reincarnated as a slime, but it was a recap episode, so we immediately skipped it and decided the show is done.
The show is indeed done.
Like forever. Like if it comes back which it is coming back for season 2, I'm not very interested in it.
What on earth could?
I don't know. It's just. We'll talk about why next week, more specifically.
When I'm not here.
So, yeah. But overall, it had a lot of really good things. And watching a recap of those, some good things and some not good things, sounded like it wasn't worth my time. So, oh well.
Recaps are never worth anybody's time.
True.
Especially the beginning of every My Hero episode where it's like, remember what happened in the last episode? Like, yes, we're binging it, so we know exactly what happened.
Even if it's a weekly binge,
Yeah.
it's just one episode. Yeah, of course I remember because this is all I want to do.
I'm 27 years old. I remember what happened last week.
Thank you so much, TV. I remember. And long story short, after skipping that, we went through our list, which is Shield Hero was next, and it was the half-season finale, because I believe this is 2 core, and it ended with a big old fight, kind of just timing out. They beat the clock. They survived.
Yeah.
So they didn't ward off evil, but
They outlasted it.
they outlasted it, and it was pretty satisfying end of the episode, honestly.
Yeah.
I really liked it. A lot of people were kind of falling off of Shield Hero after he had his whole breakdown, and then things calmed down a little bit after that, and then he got Philo, and everyone was just like, okay, I think I get this now, no thanks. And then they would keep watching it anyways. Because,
And then I was like, sign me up.
yeah, exactly. I need some more little girls on my party. Which is something that you frequently say
I say it every day.
out of context all the time.
Yeah.
Like, Kyle, how was your day? Well, let's just say I could have used more little girls in my party.
And then Chris goes, I'll probably actually call the police this time. He still hasn't.
No, but I probably actually will this time.
Uh-huh.
Long story short, I think that the show came around for a lot of people on this half-season finale thing. It was great. It was a fantastic wrap-up with a lot of fighting and some, hey, you could get your shit rocked still, so don't get cocky, little boy. And we also got to see how the king is doing and how he feels about the shield hero. And
he's a big bitch.
King fucking sucks still, man. What are you gonna do? Not a lot. Just gotta deal with it.
Regicide.
So those were good ass shows, and then we move on to Mob Psycho 100.
Hell yeah!
Which today is the final episode of the season. Mob Psycho 100. I don't remember. I don't think it's been renewed for a third season, but it should be because it's fucking out of this world, dude. It's so good.
We're gonna watch it after this.
Yeah, we're gonna watch it after this, of course. Yeah. And you guys could watch us watching it on Instagram. No,
I don't want to do that.
It's just like, oh man, that was fucking cool. Dude, this show's so good.
Can we be like those, like the React channels on YouTube, but the ones that are just like, yo. Oh, that was pretty cool. No way. Fuck yeah.
Hey man, could you toss me a blanket? Thanks.
Fuck yeah, you can share mine.
I'm not gonna share. I want to be over here. I don't want to move.
I'll come over there.
Okay, that'll work.
We're gonna be that kind of React channel.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, Mob Psycho. We're culminating to the final event. We got one of my favorite characters that's been on Mob, probably my favorite character that's been on Mob, on our team now.
Umbrella Boy.
So we fucking jamming. He's so good. He's so cool.
I like him a lot.
And yeah, I don't know what this last episode's going to be, but it's the final fight, and it's going to be like two power boys just doing ultra slams. So yeah, there's that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited. Promised Neverland's over.
Oh boy. What a ride.
Last episode, I couldn't figure out what they were going to do for the last episode because I felt like it was so like, everything's happening constantly, nonstop. Even when it's like those moments where it could end, the very first thing that happens next is like, guys, we can't fuck around. We got to keep going. We ain't fucking around anymore. Even though that's like every episode is just them not fucking around. It's the best show.
Yeah.
It's so good. Yeah, so the finale of it definitely held up. It felt like a finale in the best kind of ways.
Oh, yeah.
Where, like, last episode, the penultimate episode, was definitely a really big bang. Like, that could have been a finale. But Promised Neverland's like, nah, man, we got you. We making 2 fucking bumping episodes in a row. And before, honestly, every episode's fucking bumping, but in the Promised Neverland ways, where it's not, like, crazy bombastic with everything, but it's just like, holy shit, oh fuck, holy shit, nonstop. At least that's how I feel watching it.
I mean, yeah. It's just like one really, really intense 12 episode like chess game that evolves into a full blown war game.
Yeah, pretty much.
With just thinking on every side, turbo
like
thinking.
No game, no life without all the like creepy shit.
And without you going, oh yeah, they're just gonna win.
Yeah, well,
because the whole time you're like,
because everyone's a genius in this show. Instead of just being like, yeah, these are like 2 deities chosen by a god or something. This one's just like, yeah, all these kids are geniuses, and guess what? Mom's a genius too.
Guess who
so
raised them? A genius.
Yeah, just like, oh man, so she knows everything the kids are gonna do because she raised the. Oh man, I love it. It's so fucking.
It was really good.
So, yeah, very excited. Dororo just ended its first half. We got to see a big battle between the families.
So the first half of the party is over.
The first half of the party is over. But I haven't seen the new opening. We're going to see that tonight as well. The new opening has debuted, and people are saying, so the party really is over. And I don't know what that means. So spoiler alert, the party's either halfway over or it's done. We'll see.
Oh my God.
We'll see. So, to be continued.
Scared.
Yeah, man, who fucking knows what it is. Yeah, and then I've been watching on my own time Endro, which just wrapped up as well, and honestly, it delivered exactly what it wanted to deliver every single episode. They had some better episodes than others, but I liked a lot of the little things that they did. They just felt like they were a real supportive group of people that were adventurers that are kind of like chosen by destiny kind of thing. And it was a lot of fun. Just a charming little show where the last episode ended the way that you would expect it to end with everything else going on in it. But it was fun. It was sweet. Everyone thinks the princess did the biggest blow to our hero, because she like runs up and hugs her super hard. She like glomps her. She like makes her go out of breath and like hits her that hard. Like not anticipating her to get fucking turbo slammed by a princess really quick.
No one really expects it.
So yeah, that was probably the most devastation that was done in the entire show.
Nice.
Just to put it that way. And they also had a golem in the show, which I fucking liked a lot. She was just gray, but then she also had like a lime green and blue hair that wasn't in. It was like it fades from gray into that, so it looks like kind of muted and it all looks a little bit rocky. But her character design as a golem was fucking awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, which I don't know. I always like that fantasy type shit,
Mm-hmm.
and they did a good job with that. And then we've been watching Haikyuu, and we finished up season 3 and prepped for season 4.
Fuck yeah, Haikyuu.
Which is the biggest pumping up boys show that there's ever been.
Oh man,
God, it's just so good.
if you don't like sports, if you don't like
Like
shows
sports
about
shows.
if you don't like sports shows, if you don't like shows about a bunch of boys, if you don't like shonen, watch this show.
Yeah, it'll definitely change your mind.
It's a sports show about a bunch of boys, and
It's shonen as fuck.
and they're playing volleyball, which is like everybody's least favorite sport, especially for boys to play. It's the fucking best show ever.
It's so
because I
good.
don't like shows about a bunch of boys.
Uh-uh.
I don't like volleyball, and I don't like sports thing. This show's the fucking tits.
This show does everything right with a group of people. Like, you care about each of them. You care about all of the rivals and villains of the seasons and episodes and whatnot. They just give story to every character, and it feels natural. It never feels like, and now we have to learn about this character.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like, you realize you're about to learn about each team. You just don't know when it's going to happen exactly. And the reason that you know that you're going to learn about each team is because of the other episodes that you've seen where you didn't expect to learn about, oh, this is the rival team, and this is like so cool to know all of their personalities and that they're just real people too.
I think the quickest way to tell someone that they will like the show is to just quickly explain that the characters are written so well that when the main characters beat another team and the other team is sad, you also feel sad
like,
for the supposed bad guys.
Yeah, super mixed emotions of being like, our fucking boys did it. They worked so hard to try to beat our boys, though. I just can't help it, man. So good. I love it. It's a great show. So now I haven't seen the movie, and that's what takes place after season 3 in the next upcoming event. And we're going to fucking watch that. And it's going to be so much fun watching Haikyuu for the first time again.
Oh, yeah.
And then I don't remember when season 4 airs. It's either like this spring season that's coming up or summer. I haven't been paying attention to what's going to air. I'm just getting my body ready for whatever it's got to throw at me.
Oh, yeah.
Because it throws some fucking hitters, and you're going to talk about a couple of them this week on Instagram podcast.
I wish I could be on the Instagram podcast.
Well, you are this week. So, anyways, you haven't watched any anime other than the ones that I just mentioned and the ones that you're going to be talking about, right?
Not true, actually.
Oh, what are you watching?
So, if anyone's a continuous listener to the episodes I've been in, I'm always on these trains of wondering what certain animes are for and who they appeal to. So I kind of have been delving more into these sorts of things.
Yeah.
So I had my double trash pile review that's going to come up. We got Kemurikusa or whatever and Domestic Girlfriend.
Yeah.
I also checked out the rest of Quintessential Quintuplets.
Oh, you watched the rest of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it follows this thread that I'm trying to unravel of what the fuck are these for?
Let me just tell you this right now. The quintessential quintuplets, people completely agree, is the best harem anime that there's ever been.
Okay.
Like
that's the
like
majority.
in the very like obviously a harem, like we're gonna see these high schoolers maybe get together or not, and it's constantly gonna be overtly sexual, but it's never gonna go that far.
Mm-hmm.
This is the best one of those shows, according to a ton of people.
Mm-hmm. Well, in my opinion, it was never overtly sexual.
Okay.
Like, barely ever.
Oh,
I can honestly say it was probably just one of the sweetest shows I've ever seen. Like,
Really?
not sweet as in like, dude, that was fucking sweet.
huh?
Like, it was just
Okay.
really nice. Like, everyone was just really nice, and it ended because the show. I'm sure you don't even remember the first
I
episode.
completely remember it.
So
There was girl with giant boobs, and then there was like a couple of super fucking dumpster idiots. There was like music's idiot, and then there was like I'm like pretty cool idiot. Like they all had different amounts of idiots, but they were all just nice people, and they were all quintuplets.
I think the first episode doesn't do it justice.
Yeah. No, essentially from the first episode, I would never watch anything
Exactly.
more.
So-
and it blows my mind that it wasn't one of those sexual harem shows
Exactly.
based off of the first episode. That's exactly what you would believe.
So the first episode, for people who haven't seen it or watched it and immediately shoved it out of their brains, which is fair, completely fair. This dude who sucks, he's just really good at school. That's all he's good at. Has a dream that he gets married to somebody, and so he's like, oh my gosh, that must be the person. So he tries to figure out who it is at school, and at the same time he gets a job tutoring this girl. Turns out there's 5 of them. They're quintuplets. They all look exactly the same despite them having completely different hair colors, but it's anime, so they all look the same and you can't tell them apart.
Of course.
And one of these 5 is supposedly going to be his wife in the future.
According to a dream.
Yes, and so that's kind of like the story. Like they're all really stupid.
Like dumpster dumb.
Like they're really, really dumb, and that's not just me being a misogynist. They're just dumb.
Literally, that's a plot
That's
point.
the point of the show is that
The
they're
entire
dumb.
show.
So he's trying to get him to do school, and they're just be like, we're girls. We like,
I like to draw, and that's
two of them hate him. One of them just likes to play sports. One of them's shy. One of them is just nice, but she just doesn't care. She wants to be an actress. And so it's him trying to get him to do school, and then he becomes a generally nicer person, and they all end up liking him in the end because they just all get along. And then, this... I guess I won't spoil it.
Okay, well, we're not going to talk about it on the next episode. So
you don't find out who he's going to marry. But,
right.
But he does... It goes from being in a dream, it does do a time skip where he's going to get married to one of them. You don't know who it is, though.
So it's kind of just like, ooh, Violet Evergarden, remember, guys?
Honestly, a season 2 seems pretty reasonable for how much people liked it.
Yeah.
And it was pretty enjoyable. It was just cute.
Good.
Like, there was no point...
It's incredibly surprising.
There was no points where I was just like, oh, God, this fucking show. And they're not... Oh, I was like, oh, this is just cute. This is a cute show.
A lot of people kept watching the cat show. I don't remember what the name of it is, but it's about like
my roommate is a cat.
Yeah, half of the episode is about the dude who got the cat because the cat was out like dying essentially, and he brought it back to good health. And then the other half is from the cat's perspective, and they said it's just such a sweet, heartwarming show, and it's really genuinely good, and people like need to give it a second chance, kind of thing. And then I didn't because I don't really have enough time to invest myself in a show that I may or may not like. So instead I find other shit that I wind up watching, like Would I Lie to You, which is a lot of fun.
It is really fun.
Oh, man.
Well, you want to get into it?
The news. We're getting into the news.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
So, I'm trying to remember the name of the show that you're going to talk about. Every time that I look at it,
it's weird to say.
It fucks me up. So anyways, The Promised Neverland, we talked about it earlier. It's going to receive a second season in 2020. So we got to wait another year for a second season, but it's all good. There's a promotional video out. It's all right. It's, whatever.
That'll give me time to force everybody I know to watch it.
Exactly. And then we could all get fucking hyped about it. And then the first season of The Promised Neverland is going to air on Toonami on April 13th.
Nice.
So that'll be good for everyone else to watch it that may be a basic bitch that needs to watch it on cable television instead of Hulu. Because it's on Hulu, so you might as well.
If you're watching anime on Toonami, I want you to unsubscribe from this podcast. You suck.
Oh, shit, okay. It's a fun thing for, like, you know, it's 11 at night. You're scrolling through and it's like, oh shit, an anime. What is this?
Oh, it's episode 7 of a show I've never seen.
That's kind of fun to get into anime. And if people still watch it that way, just as a nostalgia thing of like, man, I fucking used to watch shit on Toonami, I'll still do that.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. But now that we're in the age of Hulu and Netflix and Crunchyroll and Amazon and goddamn everywhere, yeah, it seems like it's a little bit out of date. Speaking of things that are out of date, My Psycho 100, remember how that first, it just ended right now? Like, today's the last episode of the season? Mm-hmm. Okay, so now it's out of date, but it's going to get an OVA eventually.
Okay.
So it'll get an extra episode at some point.
Neat.
Hey, speaking of neat things, Sword Art Online, you know it, you love it. Sword Art Online Alicization War of Underworld will begin airing in October this year. What's that?
That's a bad name.
No.
War of Underworld? Come on.
One Punch Man Season 2 is going to be 12 episodes long.
Oh, good news.
I bet you didn't know that.
Nope.
Okay.
Could have been 13.
Yeah. There's always the is it going to be fucking 10? Are they going to pull a Haikyuu and be 10 episodes? What
big downs on that 12.
Are they going to go for a boogie pop and be like, by the way, we're just doing a ton of fucking episodes. Good luck. It's 19 episodes. That's
I'm glad we stopped watching that.
Huge. One Punch Man Season 2. I'm goddamn excited, dude. Holy shit.
Is that this next season? I forget.
Yeah. Yeah. Carole and Tuesday, the TV anime, is listed for 24 episodes. And we're excited about that one because it's made by good people in all regards. Great studio, great director. It's from the person that did Kids on the Slope, which
that
is
one.
fucking incredible.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one.
It looks really, really cool, and I'm so fucking pumped about it. Whew. Carole and Tuesday. I don't remember when it's coming here, but I think it comes out this year. So whenever it does come out, I'm going to lose my goddamn mind.
I bet.
Which is probably how you felt as you continued watching Kemurikusa, which is the show that you're going to talk about first, and then you're going to talk about Domestic Girlfriend. So Kemurikusa, the studio that made it is Yaoyorozu. Yaoyorozu. Nailed it. First try. Who makes Kemono Friends and Tesagure Bukatsumono. And it's directed by Tatsuki Omoto, who's done Hentatsu and Keifuku-san. Don't know what either of those are, but he's done them. So I want you to tell us about Kemurikusa.
All right. Well, today, on the Marianas Trench of anime, the lowest point in the world you can get. This is one of those 2 frames per second CG weird 3D animated animes where it's just the stiffest thing you've ever seen. For some reason, every single sound effect happens 3 seconds before or after the action that you're looking at. So someone shoots a laser and it hits the ground, but you already heard it, and then it happens in your face.
I feel like what you're describing is you were watching it with really bad internet connection.
I wish there was an explanation for it.
Man, but I know it because from the first episode, that's exactly, yeah.
So we follow our band of merry things. We got like a ninja girl who's maroon colored. I think her name's Rin or something. And then we got a cat-ish girl in a kimono who looks like she is the most worn down woman on the planet. Like they gave her like the biggest sags under her eyes I've ever seen in an anime.
She's had to go through some shit. It's fine.
She's also maroon themed.
Uh-huh.
Not maroon 5. That would be amazing.
No,
just the color.
I think they're maroon 3 in the first episode.
And then there's like little maid girls that I think they're just like robots because they just eat metal, but they're like little maid girls. They're also.
How does their chewing sound go?
It just sounds like a bunch of tinfoil being smashed up in someone's hands.
Okay, good.
And
I kind of like.
They're also maroon themed.
Yeah.
Enter. Oh, they live in a scary world.
It's like it looks post-apocalyptic.
It just
with giant.
Imagine Junkyard Wars, but the entire planet.
Yeah,
it's just like ruined buildings and vehicles, and that's it.
Rebar sticking out of the ground.
So the entire show is mostly brown or gray or black. It's like Gears of War, the show. And so enter Wakaba, who I found out at the end of the show is an adult.
What?
He's an adult.
He's not 12?
No.
Oh my
So there's
God.
this kid, we're calling him a kid, who looks and acts like an adult.
There's this young-ass motherfucker.
And sounds like looks and acts like a kid and sounds like a kid also.
But he's got the dick of a thunder horse.
Yes. He is a coward. He has a terrible voice actor. He repeats lines a lot. Like he just has a few things that he says.
They're called catchphrases, Kyle. Okay?
Yeah, sure. So
or are you talking about like Ohio?
You mean Japanese?
Yeah.
He keeps using this language I don't understand. It's weird. They need water to survive, and there's barely any, and they can never find it.
That sucks.
And then there's these things everywhere called, how do you say it? Kemurikusa?
Yeah, something like that.
There's those everywhere, and they're essentially just like light bright plants. Like they're just like leaves, but there's no detail to them. It's just the outline of a color.
Kemurikusa.
Like it's something I could have drawn.
Yeah.
And there's green ones, and those are the good ones. And there's red ones, and those are the bad ones. And then there's blue ones, and those tell you where water are. And so the Maroon Squad are just trying to survive. Apparently some of their sisters that had been with them have died because there's these things called red bugs, which are just robots that are red, and they attack them because they don't like them.
Gotcha.
That's when Adult Child shows up.
Yeah, he does.
And Ninja Girl's like, oh my God, it's a bug. Tries to kill him, but her green leaf powers heal him instead of hurt him. Like, oh my gosh, he's not a bug.
He's actually a boy in a tub.
So the show follows them as they go from these named islands, like Island 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to 9, to try and find a better source of water or like a better life, because they... And that's all they do.
They just keep going?
They just keep going.
And is there something different each episode?
Yes and no. So eventually you meet the other sisters believed to have been dead. But they're always like, don't tell the original Maroon group that you found me alive. I'm supposed to be dead. And they're all just different Maroon girls. Like there's Glasses Maroon Girl and she's upset. And there's Dress with a crowbar Maroon Girl and she's happy, but her eyes are always closed. And then there's Sharp Fangs Maroon Girl that likes to fight.
Kind of like the crowbar sounding one.
They're all pretty similar. I'm gonna spoil the shit out of the show, so if you're interested in it, just first chop your own head off. But
well, I don't know, man. So far, the way you've explained it, it's a pretty interesting world. Let's just put it that way.
If this were produced correctly, it could have been pretty darn cool.
Yeah,
but it was the opposite of that. So. You won't have to remind me, but this show doesn't earn anything.
Yeah.
It doesn't earn a single damn thing it builds up to. So I thought for a second I was really scared. I thought it was going to be a harem because
well, they're meeting all these girls.
In the second episode, actually let me preface this by saying Ninja Girl hates the guy for like 8 episodes. She's like, I don't trust him. He's evil. We should kill him. I don't like him. We should kill him. He's going to betray us. We should kill him. He's poisoning us. And everyone's like, calm the shit. Jeez, he's helping us. but also in the second episode, just like, she's like, hey, older sister. And she's like, what? Meow. She says, she does the meow thing.
Yeah.
In our conversation.
Well, because she's a cat girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, meow.
Meow.
She's like, I think Wakaba poisoned me. She's like, why? She's like, because my heart beats faster and my face gets all hot when I'm near him. I'm like, it's episode 2. You can't do that right now.
What are they doing, Kyle? What are they fucking doing?
I mean, I'm like, all right, is this going to be like all the Maroons are going to be like, he's pretty cool. He's also,
he's the only guy that's ever existed.
He doesn't stop being a coward the entire show.
That's cool. Cowards are cool too.
So fast forward
20 years.
To where they find a little cute robot guy that's not an evil bug, and the voice actor only has to go beep, 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 and that's the voice, and it has a little screen that shows its words. It befriends the dude and helps him do stuff, and then at one point it turns into a super robot that cuts a tree branch because what's causing all the evil bugs is a giant red root tree thing. The robot gets a bunch of friend robots and saves their lives, and then all the little robots die. And main character is so sad, and you're supposed to be so sad that these little robots are dying. And you're just like, well, they've been here for like 2 episodes, and they don't talk. They just beep, and they haven't added anything. Why am I supposed to be sad?
To me, it sounds like they saw like a Nier Automata, and they were like, that's so fucking cool.
Yes.
I want to do some of this shit.
Yes.
And then they did it all wrong.
No.
They're like, hey man, little robot, I like it. Nier had one. You played it as it for a minute, and then like your brother died, and it was devastating. And then it turns out you were playing as another character, and then your mind's blown even more. Fucking awesome shit. And then there's this show, which is just like, yeah, all these like robot girls that definitely have personalities as you're going on. They honestly just don't even matter.
So like it has all of these anime moments where a character dies, or you meet a character that you thought was dead, or you find out something about the world, and you can tell that there's like by the music and the design and the way that it's written that it's supposed to be that the anime like, oh, this is it, this is the thing they were talking about, or this is the thing I've been waiting for, this is the character I was dreading would die. And it falls so flat every single time because the animation's so janky. They don't spend any time on anything important. They put so much time into the jokes of this ninja girl, like, we should kill this guy. And he's like, no, don't, please.
It's probably because they were having the most fun at the studio when they were recording the audio for it or something.
Yeah. So fast forward again, and we get to the part where they're going to defeat the giant evil red tree, and Wakaba has figured out how to use all the leaves. They're all just digital devices that you push.
Classic.
You push buttons and you circle your finger around like a PDA, and it summons the ability of the plant. You can do different abilities and all this shit. And all the maroons are actually have red plants in them. And the cat and the little girl maids are like, we'll hold off all the bugs. You kill the tree. We'll miss you forever. And they're all going to die. And you're supposed to be sad, but you're not, because none of them have had any character development other than I'm cat and I'm maids.
Tight.
And so they go, and they're like, oh my gosh, we can't beat the red tree. What are we going to do? And Wakaba's like, I got it. We'll use the plant inside you to figure it out. And she's like, I guess I trust you at this point enough.
Yeah.
And so he beat boops on her back.
Yeah.
And they make it like weird and like sexually tense, even though it's not.
Hell yeah.
Again, didn't earn it.
Oh.
And then we see a vision of the past. It turns out that this was a planet created by Wakaba, who's a scientist. And he was the only person that lived there. And there was a little human girl named Riri or something. And I don't know how she got there other than she's like, everybody thinks I'm dead, so I'm fine being here with you building this planet. He's like, yeah, I'm using the kemurikusa to build this planet. It's great, but you got to keep the green ones separate from the blue ones and the red ones because they'll freak out if you put them together. And he's working himself to death, and the little girl's like, I know what I'll do. Since my parents worked themselves to death, I'm going to stop him from doing it too, so I'm not alone.
Mm-hmm.
And so she takes one of the red plants and plants it in this pot or whatever, and it turns into the super death tree.
Fucking, of course.
And so old man Wakaba, even though he looks exactly the same and talks exactly the same, he's like, I'll stop it. You go and live on your own, because I'll die if I do this. So he pushes her away in a shield as he goes off to fight the red tree and disappears. And she's like, oh my gosh, I couldn't do anything because I'm a kid. If I were an adult, I could help him. So what does she do? She gets a red plant and puts it in herself, and it splits her up into like 8 maroon girls. And that's what the show's about. And so at the very end, all the maroon girls come back and help a maroon ninja save Wakaba because he gets impaled by a tree branch. It was really violent, actually. It was weird. And then he's just fine. Like, just, no harm, no foul.
Yeah, of course.
You get, and when I say stabbed, I mean, the tree root was, the thickness of, an actual tree trunk. Like, it occupied his entire torso, and he's just fine now.
Okay.
And so all of the maroon characters help her get the power to beat the tree, and they beat the tree, and it opens up a portal to another world, and just a ninja and Wakaba go through to find this wonderful forest with water and a sun, and it's the same scene from the end of Promised Neverland we just watched.
Tight.
And he's like, cool, now we can live our lives the way we want to. And she turns and she goes, Wakaba. He's like, what? She's like, I love you. And I'm like, what the fuck? And that was the end of the show. It didn't even earn that. Out of all the animes, and everybody listening, I know you have these moments out of every anime where you're like, just these two characters have been together for 24 episodes. Just fucking say it. Just say it.
Something.
Do anything. And they're like, look at each other, get real close. Let's be friends forever. And you're like, we waited 24 episodes for Let's Be Friends Forever? All right, whatever. And then this one, they just fucking dumpster it out after 12 episodes.
By the way, I love you, because we're never getting another season, so.
But the same feeling as two 65-year-olds saying they love each other.
Cool. So where would you rank this amongst all of the shitty shit that you've watched?
Right at the bottom. We're bumping
Internet Friends?
No. What was it called?
I don't remember. Choo Choo Trains Johnson?
No. It was like the 3-minute long show that was like the same.
That was like hypeboys.xp.
Something men.
GDGD men's party.
Yeah, that.
All right. Easy. See?
That's been at the bottom for most of this.
Oh, yeah, because that was fucking grabbo.
But same animation style.
Yep.
But that was like 5 minutes long. These were full-length episodes.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm pushing that, shove it right on the bottom.
But those felt like they were improv, and this being
those
written
were
out,
improv.
Yeah, exactly. And this being written out feels like it's just not worth it.
It was awful. It was so bad.
No, it's worth it, man. That's a bummer.
I can only take so much of one of the main characters having a yeah at the end of every single sentence.
Yeah. Me too.
I can't do the cat character. Although the Log Horizon cat musketeer guy, I liked him.
Oh yeah, no, that. Cat characters can be good.
So he was also he was kind of gay at the same time. So it's like nice gay cat guy, but he wasn't actually gay. He just sounded like it. That's insensitive of me, but I don't really care.
Whatever. We're moving on to Domestic Girlfriend.
Okay.
Which is a different kind of trash. So Domestic Girlfriend is made by the studio Diomedea, and they've done a lot of different things. They have a rich history opposed to the last studio. So they have Aho Girl, the Squid Girl, and Problem Children Are Coming From Another World, aren't they? Which I chose those based off of two of them saying girl in the name, which I thought was fun and funny. And I have heard about both of them and watched a little bit of both. And then the one with the really long name, which happened before the trend of making shows with super long names came around.
Are you busy? Will you save us?
Yeah, exactly. One of those. So anyways, the director is Shouta Ibata, and they've only directed one other thing that I was able to find, which is Girlish Number, which a lot of people actually really liked.
Okay. Never heard of it.
So, dive right on fucking in. Domestic Girlfriend, let's go.
Did you end up watching any of it?
No, I was going to, but I
you were
decided
making
that
a joke or not.
No. I absolutely was not making a joke. I just wound up not beating Sekiro as fast as I thought I might.
Right.
And then I wound up playing Satisfactory with you and Eliza, and our D&D session went until 2 a.m. So there were a lot of things that kind of pushed off, having a domestic girlfriend.
All right, so we'll start off with a little leading question.
Okay.
A little segue question. A little audience plant.
Let's go.
Whenever I talk about these stupid like harem shows or whatever that I end up having to watch, what do I always complain about?
That we never see any actual sexies.
Not that we don't see it, but it never happens.
There's no sexies.
Let me tell you, right off the bat, episode 1, we fucking right off the bat. Listeners, when you were in high school,
they have names.
Craig,
address all of them.
Craig
and
Jordango
and
I think it was Bonkos.
Sure. All right, all you Bonkos
so
out there.
You three, when you were in high school, and your friends were like, "Hey, come to a mixer." Which, side note, I didn't know what that was, and I still don't really understand it.
I can explain it if you want me to go into a mixer segue.
No, it's okay.
All right.
You kind of explained it already, but I still think it's weird.
It's
because I'm an introvert and I don't understand talking to people.
It's for different purposes. It's literally just to talk to people, but it could be done in a way to find a romantic partner or in a way to make connections. It's essentially any kind of a party that's goal isn't just to have fun and get fucked up. It's to meet people.
Okay. So you know how you're in high school and your friends are like, "Yo, let's go to a mix," and you're like,
"Hell yeah," all the time.
And you're like, "I don't really want to. I'm an introvert, like me."
Yeah.
Bongo and Jordango are just like me.
Yeah. And Craig.
So this boy, Natsuo, I think his name, Natsuo-kun.
Natsuo-kun, got it.
Goes to a mixer with his friends who both have earrings and both look like ne'er-do-wells, kind of. Mm-hmm. He goes and he's like, "Oh, I'm not having fun. I don't want to talk to people I don't know." And I was like, "Yeah, me too." He's like, "You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go stand near the best soda machine in the universe." And what's the best flavor of soda, Chris?
Dr. Brepper.
Pepsi.
Damn it.
I lost my shit when I saw that.
I know. It was so funny.
He's chilling by the Pepsi machine.
So good.
Pepsi. And blue hair, red eyes girl comes over. She's like, "I'm not having any fun." And he's like, "Me neither." And then she's like, "Hey, do you want to leave?" He's like, "Yeah, sure. Yeah. I hate this party," or whatever. And so they leave. And she's like quiet and like non-emotive. And
completely unemotional.
And then like there later, she's like, "Hey, do you want to come to my place?" And he's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
What's this?
She's like, "I have a favor to ask you." And he's like, okay. So they go to her house, and then she's like, "Hey, wanna fuck?" And he's like, "Excuse me?" She's like, "Did I stutter?" And he's like, "Okay, but I hope you know that I've never done this before." She's like, "That's okay, me neither. I prefer it this way." Bam.
They get that sexy on.
You don't see anything. It's fine.
Well, you don't see anything originally.
No, you don't see anything originally.
They did release an uncensored episode where you definitely see some boppies, you get to see some buttsies, and you get to see a condom.
Oh, I was fine watching the censored version.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's not hentai. So
no, literally, they just made it like very soft core hentai.
Yeah, I don't care about that.
Yeah, no. I thought it was funny that they even released it, though.
So they do it, and right off the bat, I'm like, "Oh, shit. They fucking did an anime. This is already a correction of the thing I'm always talking about."
Yeah, man.
And then afterwards, he's like, "So, like, you know, the most awkward thing you could ask, how was it?" And she's like, "I don't know, it was whatever." Obviously, he's like, "Oh, shit."
Yeah, well, so got to prove that it wasn't just whatever.
So they part ways, and he goes back to school, and you realize that he's had a crush on his teacher for, like, fucking years.
I think he already realized that right?
Maybe.
I don't know. Maybe. Whatever.
He has a crush on his teacher, and she seems to be overtly friendly with him.
Yeah.
And teases him a lot.
Way too friendly.
And then he comes home, and his dad's like, "Hey, I'm getting remarried." And he's like, "Okay, cool. Who's mom?" And he's like, "She's here to meet you." And he's like, "Hi, new mom." He's like, "She brought her 2 daughters. It's teacher and blue hair girl." And you're supposed to be like, "Oh shit, it's that kind of anime." It's not that kind of anime. This show is essentially like Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah.
Like it's like sexy drama.
Yeah.
And I got like super immersed in it.
Dude, it's really easy to get into that shit. We've all been there.
Like this show, I think may have been like the first time I've ever had like best girl syndrome.
Uh-huh.
Where I'm like, you better pick the fucking blue hair girls or I'm gonna lose my shit. Cause like it's, you know, it's not a competition. It's more just like you being sad the entire show. Cause the main character is a stupid ass high school boy and makes all the wrong decisions and hurts everybody's feelings constantly.
Nice.
And
so
then,
it's relatable, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm putting up a spoiler window.
Okay. Spindo, you could go ahead and leave the episode now.
So yeah, you can just never listen to the podcast ever
just
again.
Delete your computer.
Yeah. Yep. Out the window.
Throw your phone in your garbage.
So it just goes left and right all over the place. He kisses the little sister.
Nice.
Older sister finds out and gets sad, and that actually makes her realize she likes the guy. And then she admits it, and he already loved her. So then he goes, and then they start dating, and then she was cheating with a married man. And they get her to stop doing that. And then that's when he starts dating the teacher. And then someone snapped a quickie photo of them together. And so she loses her job as a teacher. And the show ends with her moving away and like breaking up with the kid. And he's like fucking devastated.
Yeah, that's yeah, okay.
And then, but then he uses, because he wants to be a novelist. He uses that raw energy, that raw sadness, and writes like the best fucking book ever. And he wins an award, and he gets a ton of money, and he's super happy. And that's when the younger sister's like, just like fucking pins him to the bed. And she's like, now the older sister's gone. I don't have to hold back anymore. You're mine. And I was like, fuck yeah. And that's how it ended. And I was like, yeah.
So hang on, just making sure. Who is cheating on the married man? What's that whole thing?
So Natsuo and the younger sister Rui bond by spying on the older sister because she's doing something sketchy. They can't figure it out.
Okay, so just making sure. Older sister wasn't dating anyone, but she was dating this married man.
Yes.
Okay. For some reason, I thought that she was dating somebody and cheating with the married man.
No,
I was like, holy
just
shit.
One.
Okay, well, regardless, I now support blue hair girl. I'm into it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Halfway through the show, I'm like, this bitch just likes, like, she wants to be in relationships that are like bad. So
yeah.
She's like first cheating and then like a younger kid that's also her student. She's fucked up. Younger sister's super fucked up. Like weird, like she's like has like no emotion.
She's fucked up, but in like a more personal way, I guess, versus like a personally destructive versus destructive to other people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
But also just side props to there's a character that's a dude that owns a cafe. All the characters go except for the older sister go to him for advice. He is a ex Yakuza lord who's gay, and he wears like a skirt, but he's awesome. He sounds fucking awesome. He's such a good character. And then in the very last episode, he's like, "No, that's what we're going to the bathhouse." And you're like, "Oh fuck, it's gonna be anime." It's not anime at all, except you just see two dudes. Like there's
steaming, right?
There's way more dude ass in the show than anything else.
Oh, I would bet.
I was like, nice.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna tell you my story." He's like, tells me this guy was in the Yakuza, and I didn't want to do it anymore. And when my dad died, I was like, I can quit and be with the man that I love. And I was thinking about getting this sweet ass dragon tattoo on my back removed, but then I remembered it's part of my past, and you got to use that. And I was like, damn.
Yeah, no, I was gonna ask what kind of a tattoo did he have on his back?
It was like a giant jade dragon. It covered his entire back.
Yeah,
and so
the Yakuza way.
So the show had really good voice acting. It had good animation, but every single female face was too similar in shape.
Okay.
Like you're like, okay, they
had a style.
Yeah. Like it was really obvious.
From what I saw in the first episode is they had a lot of really good lighting.
Really good lighting.
Yeah.
And it was not, there was like two quote anime things. Like I think there was two parts where somebody zoomed out and had like a big emote or like their face got really big as they yelled at someone. But like the show was dreadfully serious.
Yeah.
And then the drama was just really good in certain parts where I usually watched it on my phone. Because I was like, oh, time to watch this garbage before I go to bed. And there were times in that show where I wanted to yell and throw my phone across the room, because there's just like the part where he like goes to check in on the younger sister and she's upset. She's like, hey, when we like had sex the first time, we didn't like kiss each other, because that's like what you're supposed to do when you like each other, right? He's like, yeah, what? I thought we weren't going to talk about this again. It's like, what if we like did it now? He's like, I don't think that's a good idea. She's like, I'm doing it anyway. And like kisses him, and she's like, that was like that feeling of like closeness or whatever was like really important. And then she kisses him again, and that's when the older sister walks in and just stares at him. And that part, and it lasts for like 30 seconds,
like,
and you're just like,
no,
and you're just like, fuck. Or when the younger sister understands that her feelings for him are serious, she's like looking for him. And he's lied to her like 4 times. Like, I'm just going over to my friend's house. But he's actually going over to the older sister's apartment so they can sprang. And she goes to the friend. She like goes to the friend's house. And he's like, oh yeah, he's not here. And so she's like, I'm going to go to my sister's house. And that's when they're like doing stuff. And this younger sister walks in and is just like standing there. And you're just like, fuck me, this is horrible. But it was
that sounds like some really high quality drama.
It's really high quality drama.
Yeah.
People like in the comments of like Crunchyroll, people are just like, the manga's like twice as good, and it's so good, and it's way more intense and sad and shit. And I was like, I don't think I can handle anything else.
I don't know. I'm excited. I do want to watch it. It isn't just something that I'm like, oh yeah, I should watch that. No, this is one that I actually do want to watch. It's just a matter of when I finally find time. Because in general, whenever I'm just trying to like hang out for a second, watch something, it's never something serious. If I'm ever into something serious, it's like, yeah, I'm committed to just watching TV right now.
Right.
It's never like my goal is watching TV. I'm just going to put on some goofy shit. Yeah. It's the opposite. So
like, I just like, this is not my kind of show, but it was good, or if not good, it was effective enough at what it was doing to make me one of those people that I don't use this phrase ironically or normally, but I would use the word, I am low key like picking a side in the show, like blue hair girl forever, and I'll fucking fight you if you say anything different. Yeah. Like that when Twilight was coming out, like, I'm Team Edward. Yeah.
No, I'm for sure Team Edward.
I'm there.
That's what.
With this show, I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm a filthy weeb.
I mean, hey man, I'm glad you enjoyed your show. I'm very excited to check it out.
But don't watch the first show. Don't watch Kemurikusa.
I'll watch one of them,
if you know what's good for you.
I won't tell you which one I'm gonna watch, but I am gonna watch one of them.
Okay.
I
couldn't imagine which one it'll be.
Man, I'm very happy that you stuck through Kemurikusa and you actually kept with another show that was a very different kind of trash. Yep. Which, honestly, watching Domestic Girlfriend was a show, like the very first episode where I was like, if this was on Crunchyroll, I would watch it. And then 3 weeks went by or something, and it was like, by the way, it's all on Crunchyroll. I'm like, fuck, man, I should watch that show because it is so... It's so well done. Like, everything looks really, really good in the first episode, and it feels unique to anime. But it also does feel like that first episode is just like, oh, okay, so this is going to turn into a big old weird fuck fest.
It gives you such a weird idea from the get-go. Yeah. Like, even in the intro, it shows you 4 different girls, and that does like a weird like quick shot of like all of them like naked and like licking his arms and body or whatever. Yeah. And you're like, oh, it's going to be one of those. It is not one of those. It just makes you feel upset the whole time.
And why do shows do this? Like, that's what I really want to know.
Yeah.
Why do you advertise a show as something so much different? Like, Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai, based off of the front image alone, it looks so much worse than it actually is.
Yeah.
It turns out that it's actually one of the most emotionally explorative shows that I've seen in anime, I think is the way that I'm going to put that. And then you have a show like this that definitely, and Quintessential Quintuplets, which all kind of went different directions from
completely different.
The first episode. Like, intro, shit could be weird, but like at least you'll kind of figure out what the show actually is through the episode. But the intro should definitely give you an idea of this is what I'm going to see during most of the show. And there is more depth than that. But then you look at something else like Promised Neverland, where the intro has a lot of shit that's alluding to parts specifically like near the end of the show. But then there's also like them being behind a chain link fence, which is more so just it's a different representation of what they're going through and everything. It like has all this imagery that means something in the intro, and then you go to a show like Domestic Girlfriend and it gives you just like, yeah, this is just going to be sex time.
All three of them are traps.
Yeah.
So you got Bunny Girl. You have the image. You see it and you go, oh shit, I'm in for some sexy times.
Yeah.
But you stay for how good it is.
Yeah.
Quintessential quintuplets. You see the quintuplets spinning around naked together, and they're like, "Oh shit, I'm in for some best girl harem show."
Yeah,
but they're like, "Ha, gotcha," and they lock the cage, and you're like, "You're just gonna feel really nice. It's just gonna be really nice." And then Domestic Girlfriend, you're like, "Oh, get ready for an uncensored 4-way. It's gonna be dope." But they're like, "Gotcha," and they close the trap, and like, this is actually just a really well written drama. They're all traps for those. For I know who you are. Who see them? You see those boppers, and you're like, "This is my show right away."
Yeah,
and then they get you.
But do you know who they are? Because the whole point of you doing these segments is essentially to find out what kind of guy that would watch this.
I don't know who you are, but I know what kind of guy you are.
So, I absolutely hate the misrepresentation of what the show will be.
Yeah,
based off of the first episode and intro. It just frustrates me. I wish that I could commit to something based off of what it offers, but also I do love whenever I'm watching something and then it's like, you don't even know what you're in for, man.
Yeah,
it's about to get fucking
shit,
wild.
This is what it's about?
Exactly. I love that. So it's interesting that they would decide to do that in such different ways with these genres of shows, but I'm glad that they do. I just wish it was easier for me to tell. Like, give me some more foreshadowing as somebody who's looking for things like that in these shows.
We're the foreshadowing. We're the ones who are diving in the dumpster to find these things.
I guess so. So foreshadowing.
We got you, boo.
Yeah, don't worry about it. So Domestic Girlfriend, watch it.
Yep.
Kemurikusa, don't ever watch it. It's on Amazon Prime.
Don't ever.
Don't watch it. It's on Amazon Prime. Don't forget that. Kemurikusa, it's KEMURISKU.
MWAKUS.
Kemurikusa.
Yeah.
Watch it. Don't watch it. But you can watch it. Amazon Prime.
With Domestic Girlfriend, don't watch it with like
your mom.
Don't watch it with any human being in like a 20-mile radius. If you even have just a slight inkling that someone might walk into your house or your room, you can't watch it. If you think that someone you might know has the ability to teleport to where you are, don't watch it. If you think that you have any device that the government is watching, don't watch it. Because it's not explicit sex, but it's just one of those animes that's just like
explicit sex.
As soon as someone other than you sees it, you're fucking done.
Uh-oh.
Because it's just like, dude, I broke my leg. I gotta stay home. And his little sister's like, bro, I'll take care of you. And you're like, cool, that's fine. She's like, I'll get in the bath with you. And you're like, all right.
Okay, man. All right, we gotta... So anyways, I think that has been our episode. Yeah. I don't know. Do you have any final things that you kind of want to tell us?
I can kind of feel myself becoming the trash.
That's dangerous.
It's pretty scary.
Fuck.
I mean, as long as they keep being shitty, like Kemurikusa, then I'll be okay. But like the fact that I enjoyed both Quintessential Quintuplets and Domestic Girlfriend, I'm like, oh no. Oh, fuck, I'm scared. I don't want to be this.
So do you think it's just exposure?
Maybe.
Oh, fuck. Okay, well, I guess we'll find out when we're watching the next season of anime. We'll find out what appeals to you more, I guess.
Next season on Kyle's Stockholm Syndrome Dumpster Fire.
It's going to be fun. It'll be great.
It always is.
So anyways, thank you guys so much for listening to us. If you like our logo, check out Erin from turvytops.com. She does a bunch of great art. And then if you like our intro song, hit up Tom Nasser. He's on SoundCloud and YouTube and Facebook and whatnot. That's Nasser, Nasr. And you can find us on Facebook. Just look up the Instant Ramen Podcast. Same thing goes for Instagram. Look up the Instant Ramen Podcast. If you want to tweet at us, tweet at Instant Ramen Pod, because podcast didn't fit. And then you could also shoot us an email, instantRamenPodcast@gmail.com. Tell us what kind of trash Kyle should have been watching that's truly worse than Kemurikusa. Or just tell us about, like, what is the worst show you've ever seen and why. Because I do want to know that. I want to know, like, what the worst things out there are. So hit us up with any of that info. Anyways, that's all that I have to say. So now is your absolute final closing words, Kyle.
I'm good.
All right, cool. Thanks for joining us this time.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, next episode we're gonna do a wrap-up episode. I hope that you guys are a wrap-up leading into the preview, and we've got some stuff planned for the future, so we're all good. Anyways, thank you guys for listening. I am Chris.
I am Kyle.
And Kyle, don't forget.
Just add hot water.